You had to start with that, huh? So proud of these guys, Calvin. I mean, the way that they grieved, cried, laughed, but they wanted to honor him, and we're not done honoring him. He's a part of our family forever, but it's been tough, man. I mean, these past 11 days have been really tough, but I'm proud of those guys because just the way they played today. They played with Marshann's play style. I'll relax on the way home a little bit. When you're uber competitive, which I am, and you want something for your players so much, I wanted us to be able to find a way to get this game because it was the next game and because it was after coming off a bye and, losing a brother and a family member. And again, I think it's galvanized us forever. I mean, we'll always be tight, but this has really brought us together, brothers for life.
Clarence, so the LLS Cowboys, how do you balance the emotions of the week and having to play for Marshawn and then having the discipline to your two best offensive weapons to start the game?
Yeah, again, it's tough, Made a coach's decision. There were some things that were missed, and so I had a conversation with those guys, and that was easy. But, I mean, you look at the energy those guys play with, Clarence, they jump-started the offense when they got back in there. They didn't hang their heads. They didn't do any of that stuff, and that's why I love those guys, man. Again, this was a great team win.
Just a couple of things missed. Practice, meetings, curfew.
Couple things missed. Couple things missed. Yeah.
After the CD touchdown, I saw you go and hug both of those guys who was on TV. Just talk about the emotion there. You have no discipline, and then they jumpstart things, and then you go over there and get both of them big hugs.
Yeah, I told them I love them, man. It's what we do. I mean, the role of me as a leader for this football team is to have relationships. I've talked to you guys about that for a long time. Like, I'm going to be able to have hard conversations with those guys or any of our players, but I also want them to know that, when there's decisions that are made, I love them and I appreciate them. I appreciate the way they play. I mean, literally, they jump-started us in the latter part of that second drive and beyond, and that's what great players do. Business-like, it really was. I didn't notice much different. The energy was good, Todd. The music was playing. The guys were very focused. I'm going to say it again. I think, playing the game and coaching the game, the distraction is real. You're allowed to go out there and play a game that's violent and hit people and things like that. And I think these guys were ready to go do that. And not just to honor Marshawn, but because they love playing together. They love playing the game with one another. And that's why this is such a special group of young men.
What was it like afterwards? Was there any remembrance of Marshawn and you talked to the players before? We can hear the celebration a little bit when you announced the guys. But was there any other?
We started talking about Marshawn and how proud he would be, and with the way we played the game. And then I tried to compose myself, which I did, and we did our normal celebration because that's what we do. And again, just the heart of this team, man. And how about the defense? I mean, I don't even know how many, hits they had on the quarterback. I know Gino's going to be sore, but just really, really proud of that group and what they've had to go through. And it was pretty cool to see those guys really step up in the fire that they played with tonight.
One more on CD and George. When did you tell them that this would be coming? Was it the night before, day of?
It was today. Yeah.
Going to the defense, only 12 carries, 27 yards for the Raiders. Just what do you think is the biggest reason for that? I know from afar you could just be like, well, you guys got Quentin Williams, that's going to help. But what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, John. I mean, I can't talk for Pete and Chip and those guys. when they ran it, it wasn't very good. As a play caller, it's hard sometimes when you're running. You're like, oh, that didn't look very good. Like you don't say that out loud like I just did, but you think that. And but I'm not going to speculate for them. But again, I think the way our guys, again, controlled gaps and fit gaps and the penetration of the attack front, I thought was excellent. And again, I think when you look at this game, we talk about owning the line of scrimmage. I think we took a huge step forward in that regard on the defensive side of the ball.
And then just specifically Quentin Williams, sack and a half, obviously impact all around. How seamless, I guess, would it be that he's fit in with you guys?
He's such a great guy, man. I think I shared with you guys on the conference call the other day, for him and Logan both to come into a situation like this, where they're just trying to get to know everybody. And then, of course, tragedy hits. His demeanor never changed. His professionalism never changed. He's a man of faith, a man of, high values, and just an incredible teammate. And the guys took to him. Not surprised. Both those guys. They took to both he and Logan. And, Q's really good. He's really a good football player. We should keep him.
Cowboys.com. Your initial impressions of what Marshawn and Savone were able to do tonight? It seemed like Savone, you guys kept him out there a little bit longer on some of those drives towards the end of the first half. Was he just feeling good? You guys felt good with him?
Yeah, I thought, number one, I love the energy they both played with. I want to see the stats. You feel Demo when he's out there, even when you're not watching. Like I'm kind of marking plays and just kind of glancing up at certain things, and you feel Agent Zero running around out there, which is great. And then, for Von, I mean, he played really well. He plays with confidence. He got one call for holding, which we told him, hey, don't worry about that. That's what happens when you're an aggressive corner. But I thought both those guys, really the energy of the entire group, was tangible, and just proud of that group. And they've taken their bullets. They've taken what they're supposed to. But, again, I thought Flus and his staff did a great job with the plan. We talked about this game was going to be about execution. We kind of tightened things up. It wasn't the biggest plan of the year coming off of the bye and the distractions and the things that we had to deal with. So, I think and that's good because it's going to be the way we're going to have to play these next couple of games with a short week with Philly and then a shorter week with Kansas City.
You talked a lot about your respect for Pete and what he did for your career. What was it like coaching against him for the first time, and what did you say to him pregame, postgame, things like that?
I didn't see him pregame, saw him postgame. We just had a chance to catch up, and again, he's been so good to me. And we just shared a few things, and he told me how proud he was of me, and I thanked him for everything he's done for me in my career, and I really do. You guys know it. I model so many things after him.
Brian, the decision to have Dak take a knee 4 times, was a lot of that not on the sportsmanship but respect for PK?
Absolutely, yeah. And I knew when they huddled, coming out their drive, I knew, of course, they were going to go for it on 4th down. But yeah, I wasn't gonna try to score there. Don't need to. Too much respect for the game. Too much respect for Pete. And again, walk out of here with a great win and a great team win.
All right, Michael Robertson, Sports Radio. So, Coach, this is your first year you're coaching America's team, and this tragedy that happened, and then now you're out here in the entertainment capital of the world, and all eyes are on this game, Monday Night Football. So how are you doing psychologically?
I'm doing okay. I appreciate you asking. Number one, we don't know each other. That's pretty cool. You asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I'm happy for these guys. I have my moments. I'll be lying if I said I didn't have some tears when I first put the shirt on, as you can imagine. But more than anything, I know Marshawn was looking down on us, and we wanted to make him proud, and I think we did that. And I lean into my faith. My faith is really important to me, and that's kind of, when I lay in bed at night and I'm looking for guidance, I talk to God.
Brian, Sean Patel, Vegas Sports Today. Max Crosby had the Raiders' lone sack, forced the fumble in quarter 1. Just after coaching a game against them Monday night, what do you think of his quality as a player? How do you assess him?
I think he's an excellent player. I told him that afterwards. He was actually talking to Flus, and I felt obligated to interrupt and tell him how disruptive he is. I mean, he's so disruptive, and you literally have to game plan, not just the passing game around him, but the running game around him. And it's the talent, the length, the quickness, the suddenness, but the motor, man. The motor is just what separates this guy. I mean, he is all day long, and huge respect for Max.
If we can set things up for Lamb this game, a lot of times the early plays, the pick that open like the touchdown up for Lamb, but certainly he got the ball early and more.
Again, yeah, I want to look at it. I don't think so. I think, they kind of feed off each other. I thought George was great run after the catch. He's still a little loose with it. We're working on that. There's probably a clip I know he was running towards the sideline where I think I might even had my hands in prayer pose saying, no, please. But I think the thing that jumped out was how they can affect the game even when they're not getting touches, because these guys played a lot of different coverages, and I know why. They know why. It's because those two guys are out there, and we're very blessed to have those two guys. But I thought we knew the run after catch would be big in this game, and I think that's where you saw GP. Really, he was excellent today.
You have to let GP be GP at times. You got the celebration penalty, but you like the energy he brings.
I love the energy he brings. Now I do have to. We talk, and we share and arm around the shoulder a little bit, but he's a fun guy to coach, man. And the energy that you see on the field on the game is the way he approaches practice, and that's what I love about him. And it's cool for me as a coach to again see the relationship with him and CD.
Get disciplined to open the game, and then he gets another penalty.
Yeah, and then you bring him over and you talk to him, and you try to play on the edge and not go over the edge, and he's kind of right here all the time, and that's why I think he's such a great player. But I'll say it again, I love him, I really do. I love the young man. I tell him that all the time.
Brian, we're 12 or so minutes into this, and we've not asked you a question about your quarterback.
Is he good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the expected, but tell us what you thought of his performance.
Yeah. Again, I just thought the way the ball was coming out of his hand, Todd, the quick decisions he was making, he spread it around obviously to the different guys. I thought he saw it really, really well. I thought he managed third downs really well early. Red zone, we were really, really good down there. He made some really just beautiful tight window throws. This is a team that plays a lot of spot drop cover 3, so there's tight windows, right? And if the ball's off the mark, it gets batted or gets intercepted. And, again, I don't ever take it for granted. But, again, you guys know how I feel about Dak. I think he's playing just terrific football and huge part to what we're doing. And what I love about it is the ball's going to go where it's supposed to go. He's not going to force it to those guys, and he's just going to play. No, yeah. So we'll grade the film on the way home, and we'll get a couple hours of sleep, and getting ready to play a hell of a football team in Philly, and it'd be great to be back home for the next couple games, and that helps. But again, like I said, we'll keep our game plans tight, and it's going to come down to execution. But it's what we've been tasked with, and we're going to attack it.